Hey, this is Sam Black with Green White Mastery Devotion with Mastery of the Unseen in Standard. I'm on the draw. I'm going to keep this hand. It's pretty ideal. Lead with Scryland. I'll keep Genesis Hydra because I have a lot of mana. And I'm just going to play Nykthos right away and a Caryatid. And pretty easy Courser here. Lets me build Devotion and get punished for playing Nykthos, apparently. That's alright. I'm actually fine drawing Nykthos because it'll let me do something explosive later on. So I'm just going to play Blossoming Sands this turn. Played the Nykthos because I had the Blossoming Sands and I thought that I might want to be managing specific other land plays in the future while wanting to have the Nykthos in play, especially since I didn't already have the Courser, but Courser into Nykthos was the way to get punished for that. Speaking of getting punished, this is a pretty good turn for my opponent. So, I don't really love playing Sabertooth because it's likely to get killed. I think I actually want to just Genesis Hydra for 3 here and hope to hit something. That'll make the Nykthoses good, and it'll, if my opponent doesn't kill the Genesis Hydra, set up playing Temur Sabertooth with protection of returning the Genesis Hydra. So that's the line I'm going to take here, and it's pretty close on whether I want to fetch a Forest or Plains with this Windswept Heath. Usually when I have Mastery I want to get a lot of white. I think that holds true. Well, so the reason to get green is to leave mana up with Temur Sabertooth more easily. Yeah, I'll just play it safe and get a Forest here. Some chance you miss on a Hydra for 3, but it's more likely to hit than not. I think it's worth the gamble here and getting paid. I'll take the Courser, but it is actually fairly close. But just having a Courser in play is pretty good, and being able to try to block these goblins is good too. Plus just building Devotion for the Nykthoses that I already have. My opponent does have Jeskai Ascendancy with 3 goblins, so this could still easily go pretty badly for me. But if my opponent is running low on removal, then I should be able to overpower this. Valorous Stance takes out the Courser. And a Lightning Strike. Nope. Treasure Cruise. Well, that's not necessarily better for me. Don't love trading, but I also don't like taking 9 here, so we're going to go with the trade option, and then I can play this Whisperwood. Do think it's worth tapping the Caryatid rather than binning Nykthos to keep the Caryatid untapped. It's a little close though. Certainly still entirely possible that my opponent just kills me. Missing on the manifest is pretty bad. If it's any creature, it's a lot easier to stabilize with this mastery. Definitely have to block here, and I think I just have to try to get my opponent's tokens off the board. If I lose Whisperwood, it's bad, but really I just need time and mastery to take over this game. Alright, well, I did kill one of these goblins and make my opponent use several resources, so that wasn't that bad. And now I can play Forest and Sabertooth and I can either hold up saving Sabertooth and returning Caryatid or just keep building a board. Building a board plays better to getting mastery going, but protecting Sabertooth so slow, but moderately effective. I'm gonna play the Caryatid. Sabertooth for Goblin and a Wild Slash and give my opponent a token. The alternative is I just take it. Actually, I kind of like just take it here. Oh, no, wait. I just block with the Caryatid. That's way better, because you can't Wild Slash that. Okay, well, let's see what this can do for me. I think I just play Forest, hold off on the Nykthos, and pass. I don't think there's a reason to master it right now. Let's see, so now I could make 4 mana and manifest with this. Have 1 floating, just enough to flip things up, but not to mastery again. No, I don't think that there's a good reason to do it now rather than in combat. I might get burned out, but okay. Another cruise. That's not good. Well, my opponent only has 1 red card, which means Stoke the Flames is uncastable without drawing an untapped red mana. Okay, that was good. No land into other spell. So let's activate Nykthos and see what I can get going here. not a creature, and I don't have the mana to do anything else. Alright. Oh, well, that's not bad. But it's also not a mastery activation, but getting Ascendancy off the board seems pretty nice. Let's start with activating Mastery and figure out where we want to go from here. Ugh, another not creature. I think I have to play Nykthos. And then activate it for green. I have 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can Mastery and Banishing Light, which uses all my mana, but I think it's what I have to be doing. Okay, great. So I can just gain life instead, but let Jessica Ascendancy stay in play, which is kind of horrible, but letting my opponent untap while I'm at 5 also seems atrocious, so let's just flip this and hope for the best. Not a good start for me. I suspect I'm dead this turn. Be realistic about what I might be able to kill here. The problem is losing all of my creatures. Let's see. If I take this, is there any way I can... Well, I don't think I can win if I throw this under the bus, so I think I have to let a thing get through. I think it'll probably ruin me, but this is one of those games where I'm so unlikely to win that I kind of just have to hope that my opponent doesn't have anything, while still being slightly realistic about it. Though I don't know where I go from here next turn when my opponent has all these monks. I can't possibly win. I'm just gonna concede this. Alright, so this is definitely a spot where my old sideboard that had Last Breath and Glare of Heresy was a little better, but definitely gonna want Reclamation Sage and Tactics. And I'll consider Hornet Nest. What are my worst cards here? Probably, well, Pelucranos. Okay, Sabretooth. Definitely not trying to go super long. And then this is very tricky. do think I want the hornet nests. I think it makes attacking on the ground substantially harder. Worried about Plukernos just getting killed. It costs a lot of mana. But I guess Karametra's Acolyte is worse because it gets stoked. I think I just trim things. Something like this. This hand is pretty good if I scry into a land, but even then I'm likely to miss another land and then I'm not really accelerating. I'm going to send this back. This is better. Get to see how Hornet Nest is in this matchup. Yeah, I want to draw that. Right, this time, let's not play the Nykthos. Valor stance. Sure. Another Valor stance. That's too bad. No, that's not bad. I think I just cast this for 3 here. I'll take it. I think I would like to gain a life and draw a different card. That's a good different card to draw. Oh, okay, well, now we're getting somewhere. All right. Well, opponent didn't do much that game. I wonder if I'm supposed to just go Fleeceman Lion aggro in this matchup. I kind of feel like I am. Feels really crazy to cut Whisperwood because it's such an important part of what my deck's doing, and it's great if my opponent ever taps out. But maybe I just go smaller on the other stuff. Just drop Plukernos, lower this thing, make Valor stance worse, and just try to put some pressure on these tokens. Makes Hydras better to have more hits on these small value Hydras that I'm doing. Let's try this. This is a good hand. Turn through Whisperwood if I'm not interrupted and draw land. I mean, I suspect that I will get interrupted, but it's a fine thing to be aiming for. Let's not let that thing live. I think I just banishing light rather than tactics. Save the tactics to kill some tokens. I have Reclamation Sage to kill Jeskai Ascendancy, so this seems like the best use of banishing light. Alright, Sage it is. That was a good draw. This opponent is very into complaining. Well, that was great. Now I get to play Whisperwood. Ascendancy is scary, but it needs creatures, and I have tactics to answer creatures. Do I want my manifest to be a mystic? I think so. That way, if I find a mastery, I have a cheap guy to flip. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my opponent is correct that I drew quite well there. I don't think I made any mistakes, but not really sure how that matchup is.